Hello, Nancy. How are you today? I'm gonna see if I can do this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is Jen, aka Democrat 2020. I'm gonna try to do it live. If you hear any singing, it's probably my fiance singing to YouTube or ooh, Randall Spangler. Which one? And I'm still working on freedom. Freedom. Yeah, he likes to sing to like YouTube and whatnot. So he knows I'm live, but I mean, it's part of us both being home. You didn't customize bookshelf. I've never tried to customize a diamond painting, and I'm kind of scared to get the ones that he has that you can customize. Hi, Monica, or Manny. Manny Paints with Diamonds. How are you? Yeah, that's Monica. I am doing the best I can. I've been pretty depressed. My fiance and I went to Dairy Queen, had, I guess you could say, a little lunch. Ooh, or 2,000. So I had the chicken finger basket, I think it's called. I had that. So it was chicken fingers and or chicken and French fries. Oh, thank you. Hey Nicole, I don't know if you heard, Scarlett passed away yesterday, or she's been. I'm seeing if she moves, but I'm pretty sure she's not. She's not with us anymore. Um, I've been pretty depressed, down in the dumps. So we went to Dairy Queen because I wanted. My fiance was hungry, and I was hungry. I also wanted some ice cream to help. That's what you do when you're depressed. You eat ice cream. So we went to Dairy Queen and had that. And then we went to a place that's called Uncle Bill's. It's a pet store. I tried to hold one of their bearded dragons, but he or she was a little feisty, so couldn't really hold him. But my local exotic pet vet's office takes in abandoned or fostered bearded dragons and reptiles, exotic animals. Well, I called them today to ask them like who they have cremate their stuff and you know questions like that, and they're like, the vet who I actually talked to the actual vet. Sometimes you don't get to talk to the actual vet. Hold on a second. Oh, never mind, it went away. Um, A lot of times you don't get to talk to an actual vet. You can talk to like the vet assistant or vet tech. But I talked to the vet, and she's like, "Would you be interested in another bearded dragon? I know yours just passed away, and sometimes you need that grieving time and that the time to get through losing your animal." She's like, "But would you be interested?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "I have a bearded dragon here that was abandoned. That is like between teenage and adulthood. So it was probably like 3, maybe 4 years old. Probably the same age that Scarlett was when I got her. Um, and I was like, yeah, I'm interested. Like, how much is the adoption? And she's like, we home them for free. Only thing we ask is if you, only thing we ask of you to do is give the dragon a good home, good care, vet care. Make sure you know, redo the lights every 6 months and make sure that they have, everything that they need. Oh, thank you, Nicole. Yeah, I just got on. So, yeah, I told her I was interested, and I was like, okay, so when do I get the dragon and whatnot? And she goes, it'll be in the next few days. I was like, okay. So now I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get Scarlet cream. I'm gonna get her cremated, but it's a little pricey to get cremation done. So if anyone watching this wants to help me out with cremating my beloved bearded dragon, just let me know, and I'll be happy to give you the information that you need. If you want to help me out by donating to my PayPal, you can, or if you want the direct place information, I can give you that. Ooh, what were you in the ER for, Nicole? Hope you're okay. Being at the ER is no fun. Ooh, hey Blunt, how you doing? There's only one person in here. That's what it says. Hey, Sam. I hope you're doing okay, Nicole. Salad, Salatus? I don't know what that is. In your ear, in your face. And it says there was only one person watching, and that makes no sense because there's like four of you guys in here. But yeah, if you guys want to help out with that cost, I mean, you don't have to. There's no obligation, obviously. I'm not like begging for anyone to help me out. I'm not one to beg for help. But if someone wants to help out, they can. Like I said, I can give you the information about the place that's going to be cremating her or my PayPal information. Oh, I bet it is. I'm happy I can entertain you. I'm just depressed, and I'm sorry about that. And I understand if you don't want to stay and listen to me be all dopey and sad, and I can totally understand. She hasn't moved for a few hours, and normally she'll move in the daytime. And I appreciate it, guys. That's what the community is all about: being there for each other when you're up and down, for the good times and the not so good times. And this is definitely not a good time. I'm like exhausted, and it's not because I haven't had sleep. It's because when I'm emotional, crying and upset and depressed and all that, I get mentally exhausted from it. And sitting in here with her still in her enclosure is pretty hard. She's right behind the computer, and she's in the same spot I put her in. If you guys want me to, you guys can. I can get her out and show you guys her if you want. But I think she's actually passed. Oh, now it says three people in here. That makes no sense. Yeah, I did not expect to get a new one so soon. But that does help with the grieving process. That way you can get your mind off the one you lost. And a lot of people do that. Like, say you lose a dog. Sometimes it takes a little longer with a dog. But a lot of people, like, they lose a bird and 2, 3 days later they get a new bird. They lose a fish, they go out and buy a brand new fish the next day. My one friend has lost two bearded dragons to cancer, and within a week she already had another bearded dragon. Because I wouldn't know what to do with her enclosure. Another good example is I still have an empty bird cage because I lost my bird a year ago. It was one week and 1 day after my dad passed away. My bird passed away in my hand. He was in my arms when he passed. And I still have his cage in my dining room empty. I would like to get myself another bird, but I don't have $300 to buy another bird. And a bird will be a little bit more expensive to care for than a bearded dragon. A bearded dragon, if you do it properly, you do collard greens and carrots. What in the hell? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry about that, guys. Nicole, I know you're. Ooh, girl. Thank you. After this one, I'm thinking about Flower Crazy, but March 1st, I have to start working on the Beast, finishing him up for the Mad for Disney. So next month is my Biggin event, if anyone's interested. Anything you consider to be big, like a canvas that you consider to be big for you. Doesn't have to be like 100 centimeters or larger or anything like that. There is an event out there, a done painting event. This one I can't wait to have finished. But, it's a slow work in progress. That's what happens when you work all the time. Zozo's moving around, honey. Zozo. Okay, Monty, I have the Biggin, Biggin event. It's anything that you consider to be a big canvas. Um, and then Mad for Disney, you can use your Biggin canvas because I know you're not going to get it done in 1 month. And if you do, then you're fast at gum and painting. You can bring that into the Mad for Disney event, but mostly Mad for Disney is pretty much what it says, Disney. And then I have another done painting along that is for my dad. I'll show you the canvas I'm going to be doing, which I still need to get the custom of it. This is the dime paint I'm going to be doing. I'm making this into a dime painting. The big event is February through April 1st, because like I said, you're not going to get it done in 1 month. And then Mad for Disney is March 1st through April 1st. And then the event for my dad that I just showed you the painting I'm doing, that event is anything, your diamond painting can have turquoise in it. Turquoise or blue is fine. Doesn't have to be anything specific. For me, it's going to be this painting that I just showed you, this picture I just showed you. That is going to be June 1st through July 1st. And it's mostly to give people information about this disease that took my dad's life. My dad had it for 6 years. I still have to get a hold of my stepmom who lived with my dad, took care of my dad for 6 years with this disease. It is a rare disease and there's different forms of it. So there's different types that you can have. You can have like moderate to real severe. My dad had it really severe, to where he like his throat muscle would stop working. There's a little flap in your mouth or in your throat that opens and closes when you eat or drink or talk. His was not working, so either he could eat or breathe. Breathing is pretty important. So they had to give him a feeding tube, and then he was also on a vent for a little while. I think like 2 or 3 weeks. And a lot of times you get put on a vent, you don't come back off. He did a few times. He ended up having a few mucus plugs that stopped his heart. And the second to last time, the time before the last time, he, on his way home in an ambulance from the hospital, I think he was in Pennsylvania's veteran hospital. On his way home, he was in his right mind, able to make his own decisions, his own choices. And he said to my stepmom, I'm signing a DNR. I am not going through this again. The mucus plug, the restarting of his heart, any of that. And then he ended up back in the hospital with him having infections and issues. And then his valves decided to plug up. So he had a block in his valve. And they were deciding, was he strong enough and healthy enough to go through surgery to unplug, to unblock that block, or were they going to give him a really strong, like a super strong antibiotic to see if his body will unblock it itself? Within, I'm going to say an hour, maybe 2 hours before surgery, his body decided to unblock the blockage. So I was at work. I worked at a doggy daycare at the time. So I was cleaning doggy beds. My hands were wet. I couldn't answer my phone and whatnot. But before that phone call came in, I got texts and calls saying, your dad is doing fine, he's getting better. His body decided to unblock the blockage, so he no longer needed surgery. Thank you, Blunt. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go about my day and clean these doggy beds and take care of these dogs. And I got done with that. Like I said, my phone rang. I couldn't answer it. For one, I was at work. I couldn't really ask to step off because I was cleaning doggy beds and cleaning up things, doing some cleaning. So then I left the washroom, I guess you can call it. And I was like, what do you want me to do next? Last time I'm talking to my manager, what would you like me to do next? And she's like, I want you to go in with the small dogs. Go play with them, watch them, entertain them. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, just so you know, I may get a phone call about my dad. And she was like, okay, well, if you get that phone call, let me know, and I will let you step off, and you can take the phone call. And one of the ladies from the front area where they do the take-ins and all that, they talk to clients and whatnot. She comes out and she's like, um, she said to my manager, can you take Jen's place for a minute? Her fiance Chris just called, and she needs to call her mom ASAP. I looked at my manager right in the eye and I said, this may be the phone call I'm dreading. She's like, okay, you go make that phone call. I'll watch him play with the dogs while you go make that phone call. I come back and she could tell I was crying. She goes, okay, what's the news? And I said, my dad just passed. And she's like, okay, well, you can go home if you need to. And I'm like, I probably need to. I need to be with my fiance was on his way home at the time too, because he knew my dad just passed away. I just got the news, and he wanted to be home to comfort me and help me through the grieving process of losing my father. So then I turned around and my mom called me back and she's like, are you going to be okay driving home? If not, me and your stepdad, we can come get you. I'll drive your car home and we'll come pick you up. And I said, no, I'll be all right. And she's like, are you sure? Because you seem like you're really out of it. I'm like, well, yeah, I just got the news my dad just died. Of course I'm going to be emotional. So I got myself together and I drove home. And I didn't cry all the way home because, I'm trying to drive. I can't really be emotional while driving. So I get home. I call my mom back and I was like, I got home okay. I'm a bit emotional and depressed and all that stuff that comes with losing a family member. And I think it was by Friday we ended up going to do a wake for my dad. We didn't really do a funeral, but we did like kind of like a wake or a showing. My dad was cremated, so he was already cremated by Friday. So we went ahead and did that, and it was really nice. Aunts and uncles and cousins and my stepsister showed up with her kids, and I got to see them for a little bit. It was real nice. It was a real good outcome for it. My stepmom did not come. She was really out of it. Obviously, she lost the love of her life. My dad was her soulmate. Them two were like two peas in a pod. You could not separate them if you wanted to. So then, we got home and we got everything situated. And I mean, you never move on from something like that, but you learn to live with it. It's a process, and that it's been a year and a few months. It was in July of 21. So then 1 year goes by, and my stepmom, she plans a Irish memorial for my dad. You know, like playing like Irish music and um I'll show you guys. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Monty, for subscribing to me. I appreciate it. I just saw that you subscribed. I appreciate that. I'll show you guys a picture of the cake that my stepmom made for my got made for my dad. If I think I still have a picture of it. If I do. It says, "May you rest in peace," and my dad's name was Leo. One side is, "May you rest in peace" in Celtic, and then the other side is American. So one side Irish and one side U.S. And my dad's name was Leo. This is what she made for my daddy. It was really nice of her to do that for him. And we had like a little picnic at um the nearby picnic area that they had, like a little park. And then instead of me driving home, so I was supposed to drive home that day. But then my stepmom was like, "No, I'm putting my foot down. You're staying the night with me, and I'm gonna help. I'm gonna, get you kind of up to par about your dad." And she had like this huge book made up of all his stuff. Um, I also have a USB that has pictures and stuff on it from my father. Um, but yeah, that's what's going on. So how is everyone else doing? If there's anyone else still in here with me. I don't know if there's anyone in here with me. There's one person in, but I know there's probably more than one of you guys in here. What are you guys working on? What are you guys planned for the day, the rest of the day? It's almost 3 o'clock here, p.m. It's 2:32. Alright, let me stand up so I can get my color. And we can maybe start dumping. We're gonna start dumping here. No, nobody's in here with me. Okay. I'm alone. Sorry if I scared everybody off. If I did, I apologize. So yeah, that's what June's event is all about. Like a diamond painting along. There's not gonna be any. I mean, I might get a couple custom made um trays or something. I might ask Crafton I might ask Crashly if she'll do some covers for me. I know how hard it's been for other people to get custom covers done by her. So I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. But we'll see what I can do. I just know I am getting a custom down painting done. I'm still here, guys. Sorry about that. I'm not really talking about guys, so I'm just going to talk about hello, whoever has joined me. Welcome. So I'm just going to sit here and download. If you want to talk about something, let me know. We can chat. Hey, you okay? I mean, I understand. You gotta live your life too. You can't just be sitting on a live all day. I totally understand it. I decided to get everyone away because I was talking about when my dad passed away. Which, I mean, some people don't want to hear about it. I understand that. It's depressing. But I think to be honest, I think I'm doing okay with the passing of my dad. I mean, it's so hard, sad. She still hasn't moved, so I think she is actually going. In a few days, I should be hearing from my exotic vet about getting this other dragon. So I need to wrap Scarlet up, and I'm guessing I'm gonna have to put her in the freezer until I can get $75 to go get her cremated. $75. I have to call the place. I'm coming there to drop her off, and then they come out, take the debit card or the payment, and then they take her and then the payment, and then in 7 to 8 days I get a phone call that she's ready. I go back, I pick up the ashes, and done. Yeah, I gotta do some cleaning of Scarlet's old enclosure. I want to make sure that in case she did have something, if this other dragon doesn't catch anything. So I'm gonna go get ammonia, because ammonia is really safe for reptiles, dragons, or really any kind of reptile. So I'm gonna go get that. I'm gonna dilute it in water. Then I'm gonna take like, not sure what I'm gonna clean it with, but I'm gonna clean it with ammonia and water, diluted, obviously. And then I'm going to throw her hammock in the washer, and I might even lower this hammock a little bit. Figure out how to do that. Then I have to get other hangers for it. The one I'm about to get is not a baby, but it's like pre-adult. So it's in between being an adult. Like it's probably like more of a teenager, the teenage age of a bear dragon, which is probably about like 2 or 3 years old. And they live about the life expectancy, from what the vet told me, is usually around 10 years. Scarlet was probably 10 or 11. I should be getting a phone call from the vet in the next day or two about the other dragon, which I'm kind of excited about. I mean, it's kind of fresh that Scarlet's gone, but this will help with the breathing. I asked my fiance if he's okay with me eating this other dragon, and he said, whatever you want to do. Or if you want me to not get another one right now. I don't know. I'm also going to get more information about this scapegoat dragon if it needs like ongoing care, like vet care. I may have to pass on it. It kind of stinks. But I'd rather use the dragon get. I live in Indiana, U.S. And like I said earlier, if anybody wants to help with the cost of the cremation, I can either give you the name and number of the place that is doing the cremation, or I can give you my PayPal if you want. I mean, there's no obligation, obviously. I'm not gonna pull teeth or anything like that. But yes, I live in Indiana. I live kind of like towards the middle of Indiana, not very far from Indianapolis, Indiana. They are not native to Indiana. They are native to Australia. Bearded dragons are found in the wild in Australia, the outback. They are a desert reptile. You put them outside in Indiana or any of the states, maybe they may be able to thrive in like Arizona, like out in the desert kind of states. But you put them outside, you let them go outside in Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, those cold climate states, it wouldn't survive maybe a day. I would be surprised if you don't find the dragon frozen to death because they have to have that really hot heat. Their enclosure should be no colder than like 85. And then the basking spot should be 100 to 106 degrees Fahrenheit. I know you probably I think you live in Canada, so you might do Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Celsius. Let's see something here. I think that's who yes. Hold on a sec, Beth. I'm gonna mute this real fast. I'm gonna make a phone call real fast. Be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. I apologize. I don't know who's still in here with me. I had to make a phone call. I found a place that will happily cremate. Scarlett's enclosure is now empty. I had to put her in the freezer for a day or two. I'm going to restart this, guys, because there's nobody in here. And of course it was. So I will restart this in a minute. Bye, guys.